Just said I need some more light, and you want me to give me 2 seconds.
You better be quiet. It's about to start.
Let me stop this video then.
Good morning, everyone. This is Erica Karriem, and I am your host of Healing the Black Family Telesummit. I am so super excited because today is day one and it is the kickoff, and we are going to be here until 9 p.m. on Thursday. So we are here 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. every day, Sunday through Thursday. So listen, you all, I am again super excited. I am going to introduce my panelists, and let me tell you something. They are proud of their accomplishments, and I am proud of their accomplishments as well. And I am just glad that I know them because they are in the trenches with me on healing the Black family. And one thing that I know for sure, well, two things that I know for sure is that one thing, number one, is that we need deliverance from ourselves for ourselves. There's so many people that are sad and depressed and angry and unforgiving. And I mean, the list goes on and on. Abandonment issues, resentment. And people are 40 and 50 years old, and we are still, some of us are still mad about our childhood. And not only that, we are parents and we are giving our baggage, instilling our traumas and our fears into our children. So again, I am Erica Kareem, your host, and I am so excited. So Corey, tell everybody who you are.
So, hi everybody. My name is Corinne Wybear, and I am your social media safety strategist. So, I basically go around and educate about social media safety, the pros, the cons, the dangers.
Okay, and so tell everybody why you decided to join me on this Healing the Black Family Telesummit.
Okay, so I actually decided to join because everybody can really benefit from this. So usually, what happens in an African American family is we say what goes on in this house stays on in this house, right? So it's like that actually tends to lead to people putting and posting their emotions and their feelings online. So most of the time, that's not a good thing. So that's actually the reason why I actually decided to join.
Okay, and then Stephanie Lane Nixon, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hey, y'all. Hey, great Sunday morning, y'all. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Miss Erica, for having me on your platform for this Black Family Telesummit, Healing the Black Family. That is so important, y'all. But I'm Stephanie Lane Nixon, and I help women get unstuck and design a happy lifestyle. Now, what may that look like? Guess what? All of everything that I've done, my whole life work has been in the Black community, helping Black families. Now recognizing that women, we are the matriarchs, we hold it down, we rule the world. We have to heal in order to heal our families. We have to have it together in order to keep it together. So this is such important work, such groundbreaking work, because we're getting back to what it used to be. You know, it's been so lost, tradition, and there was a history of legacy, but now we're leaving a legacy of animosity. That's why we have street killings. We're leaving a legacy of desperation and a legacy of poverty, a legacy of this is just how it is, a legacy of we can't, a legacy of now, somebody's still standing on my neck. We have to break free from that mentality. We have to break free from blaming others and pointing the finger. We have to go forth and finding resolution, finding supports, speaking it out like Ms. Corinne just brought up. Stop holding that stuff in. Let's talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more you'll learn. When you know better, you do better, right?
Yeah.
And so we have to bring about this kind of conversation so that we can heal. so that we can be strong again. There's so many guys. There are other people who are who migrated to this country way after we are. Why are they progressing at a much higher rate than we are? Why is that happening right now? And there is no rationale behind that other than we need to come together as a people.
That's right. That's right. So, one thing that I am so like is just destroying our communities is that we, like you all both said, we need help. And our thing is we can do it on our own. Well, guess what? If you was able to do it on your own, you would have done it by now. So we are not able to heal ourselves. And you definitely can't heal when you're not unwilling to tell your story. You're unwilling to just share so that you can not only get over your own hurts and pains, but share it so that other people can get over their traumas and dramas and situations, their challenges and issues. Because listen, what I have learned from going through experiences and gaining wisdom over time is that our traumas is not only for ourselves, it's so that we can help other people. And so if we would open our mouths and we would go and share, it does two things. It helps us begin the healing process, and then it also helps other people overcome their situations. So it's like a win-win for everybody, but we just don't know that because we're so stuck in the the me, on I feel shame, I feel this or that, and we just want to avoid everything. It's like that is why when people, I've been doing this for so long that when people are wearing makeup on their face and they're wearing hair all the way down to their back, at the end of the day, we all still go through things. And just because you're pretty on the outside don't mean that you're healed on the inside. So we have got to make sure that we are being having that inner peace as well as looking good on the outside. So
Wow,
listen,
you said something there.
Right. That was deep.
That was
That
really
was true.
yeah.
it just broken up, just tore up all in the inside. That's yeah, that's true. And we do that, right? We put that
Right,
face on a minute and just can't, not together on the inside.
right. And so, that my thing is too is, you know, I had a conversation with somebody and they said, you know what? We don't need to be worried about the parents. We need to start focusing on these millennials. We need to start focusing on these kids. And I don't really know if I 100% agree with that. Now, let me tell you something. I kind of
Oh,
80% agree with that. 80% agree with that. Because at the end of the day, hurt children grow up to be hurt adults. And when you don't um uh what is that, when you don't face it head on, when you don't stop them in their tracks, then they become angry women and angry men, and because they mama did this when we was little or my daddy did this, and then that anger, um then guess what, we have children but we never get the healing, so now that anger, um we project that into our children. And so I do 80% agree with, just, let's just focus on our babies. But at the end of the day, us as women and men, we're still human. We still want happiness. We still want success for ourselves. We still need to release the fears, the hatred that we had for somebody. We still need that unforgiveness. That to forgive. You know what I'm saying? We need to release the unforgiveness. So we still need to pour in the ones that are willing to be poured into, the ones that are willing to do the work, because there's people that out here that really want people to help them, and they keep going back to church, and they keep going to the mosque, and they keep going trying to get that to
Feel
clean their
that avoidance.
soul, huh?
They're trying to feel avoidance.
Yeah, they trying to fill. That's right. They trying to fill that void, right? But then it's like that's just the band-aid on a big old huge cancer tumor. You can't do that, right? So what we have to learn to do is we have to begin to heal and begin to dissect and to go deep and be willing to have that breakdown
Yep.
before that breakthrough. And I was talking to somebody last night. You have to have that breakdown. Okay, so what, tears is gonna come, right? So what, you gotta be vulnerable. So what? But at the end of the day, your healing, if it is freedom. People need to know, oh my God, my freedom and my happiness is the most, it's like it's priceless. What do you have to say, Stephanie?
No, I want Corey to speak because Corey has something to say about your 80% agreement with
Oh
the kid.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Karriem. Go ahead.
Okay, so my actually intake on it was, of course, you have to pour into like your millennials and your kids, right? That's like a given. But I've been doing a lot of like reading lately, and I've been doing like a lot of like research, and the power is in your mind, right? So usually when us as people, it's like we think more negative than we think positive, even about ourselves. Like it's like crazy, and it's like appalling that we even think like that, but it's the honest to God truth, right? So it's like, do I feel like we should pour into our kids more, or do I feel like you should pour into yourself? So I agree with how you cleaned it up. I agree. I agree with how you cleaned it up. So I think that it is definitely important to pour into yourself, right? So I can't take that away from like parents and grandparents, because it's never too late to change. But at the end of the day, I also believe that it is important to pour into your kids, because usually now I'm from the era of do as I say, not what I do, right? Right? Okay, so a lot of us are from that era. Do what I say, not what I do. So it's like at the end of the day, you just have to really. I agree with both. I think that it's important to pour into your kids as well as it is important to pour into yourself. It's never too late to change. And like I said, the power is in your mind. You just have to be willing to do it.
But see,
Now,
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, and this is what a lot of people have a hard time understanding, is that I can't pour into my mind if I don't know what to put in there. I can't put into my mind or pour in there if my environment is negative. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go and teach the kid, but when that kid get home, they still got that negative mama, or they that negative father, or the people that's beating on each other, or they fighting, drinking, and smoking all day long, right?
right, but guess what? It's always somebody that is going to be in their corner that is going to pour into. And usually the one that is pouring into your kid, your child, is the one, usually the child follows always, because it's like you're always positive, always got my back. At the end of the day, I know that you're not going to do anything to hurt me. So sometimes you have those broken homes or whatever, but you have people who make it to the NFL or who make it to become an author, because it's not even always about, like playing in the NFL or the NBA. That's not the only thing. You got those people who make it to become great speakers, lawyers, doctors, or whatever. So I feel like at the end of the day, like, yes, you may come from a broken home, but it's like, who is there to kind of guide you? Like, you need somebody to kind of guide your steps.
Okay, so what about the people that are in that environment?
Right.
They're in they have poverty, right? Because we're talking about all African Americans, or not even that they have poverty. How about the ones that are making $1 million? They don't have time for their kids. Okay, let's talk about both aspects of it, right? But
Okay.
then you have everybody don't there's a lot of people that I hear the positivity in what you're saying, but the reality is that's where the gangs is coming from. That's where because they want to be loved. They're looking for to fill that void, like you said. So now we got the gangs, and we got the black on black crime, and we got I'm going to go shoot him because I'm in this gang, or because he owed me $20. Where are the people that are teaching them that that's not okay? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
But as you, like you said, it's when you know better, you do better, right? So everybody is going to have a story. Everybody. It's like maybe they have to go through that to get to where they are going to become, right? So
Mhm.
everything's not going to be all, gravy. Like, oh my God, I literally made it to become a doctor and I didn't have to go through anything. No, it's not going to be like that. It's like I had to go through this to learn from it, to actually become the person that I am today. You agree with
Right.
that?
I do agree with that. Because God did promise all of us challenges. We're going
Right.
to go through challenges. Okay, you want to say something? Because
Sorry.
Yes. No, I'm not on the 80-20 rule with you guys. I'm on the 50-50, and I'm on the 50-50 because I believe we need to pour in 50% into the youth, right? Because they will become the leaders. However, we have the adults who are supposed to be the current leaders. And so they need to have a knowledge base. They need some strengthening. They need some courage. They need a mindset shift. And I'm just going to use myself as an example. So grew up in poverty, didn't have much, grew up in the hood, but I can guarantee you we did not look like where we came from. My mother preached that. You don't have to look like where you come from. And I'm so grateful that she did that. And it was so much so, even in our outer appearance, my mother, we'd go to the Goodwill store. I was the Goodwill buddy. Nobody else in the house liked to go to the Goodwill, but I would go with my mom. My mom made a lot of our clothes. She hand sewed a lot of our clothes because it was cheaper to buy material to make the outfits, including suits and stuff. Y'all, I got some pictures. Y'all would die laughing if I showed them to you today. However, we were casket ready back in the day. Casket ready in our homes, sewn, mama owned outfit. And I'm going to tell you how clean we were. My mother would starch everything, including our t-shirts, and it would iron them. I had a crease down the middle of my
that's
t-shirt.
how we was.
So
Yeah.
people thought my shirts and stuff were new. They thought we were rich. And I'm looking at them like, we live across the street from you or right next door to you. How can you think we got money? Are you kidding me? And we didn't have a regular washing machine like you guys know. We had the big open face, or open top actually, with the wringer. And those were way outdated. But I would help my mother wring stuff through. I would be turning and she would be pushing and pulling the sheets, and we hung our clothes to dry. Y'all, that's how poor we were. But I guarantee you, when we left the house, we didn't look like that's how poor we were. We didn't act like that's how poor we were. My mother also invested in books. She really believed in books. And when I say invested, she can only do so much with what we had, right? So when we went to the library religiously every week, that was an outing she took us to, just religiously. We would go pick books, but on certain days, there would be books that would be given away. There'd be a big bin, and we would take those. And my father had built us a bookshelf, and that bookshelf stayed full of books. She wanted us to be educated. She knew there was a way out. She knew there was something different, and not a way out, because I don't believe in just getting a way out, because I do believe in reinvesting into your community. That's the only way our community is going to grow, and I'll talk about that a little later. But she wanted us to read and be educated, be intelligent about a lot of things, not just one thing, not just what they were teaching you in school, but a lot of things. So we even had encyclopedias, y'all, them thick old encyclopedias, the Britannicas, You know, that people come door to door selling. We had those, and my mother made sure we had nursing booklets. My mother and medical books, because my mother was in the medical field. She believed in making sure we were exposed to a lot of different things so that we didn't end up having that poverty mindset, so that we didn't feel stuck. Because I'm gonna tell you, the first part of being stuck starts here. And if you let that overtake you, not only will you, and this happened in slavery, not only will you mentally be stuck, but you will physically stay stuck. You won't move. You won't get outside. You'll stay in that box. You don't need another crab yanking you down in the bucket, because you'll just remain at the bottom. You choose to stay there.
That's true.
So that's what I wanted to say about that my 50-50 take on who do we invest our time in? Who should we be lifting up? Who should we be encouraging? Who should we be educating? I think it's a full circle. You got to make a full circle.
Right. So you do have a valid point, and look who pops in. Hey, Misha Lee.
Hey, Misha Lee.
So before we talk to Misha, Nicole says it's a generational curse that we have on us, and I definitely agree with that. Like, we have things that have been passed down to us that we don't even know. We don't even have a clue of why people did do what they do, why they did what they did, you know, why our behaviors are, our attitudes we have adopted, you know, from our mothers and grandmothers, and it doesn't make it right. So what we have to do is we definitely have to make sure that we are being proactive. We're being intentional about the mindset and healing ourselves, because again, we have these babies. And here's the thing is that one thing I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, Misha. But one thing that I've noticed is that when I was 19 and I had my first child, now that she is a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, you know, but what I had to realize is that I did that to her. And so it repeats. And so as we get older, we know better and we do better. We like, oh, you know, we looking at ourselves. If you really be honest with yourself, you like, oh, I did that. And now it's time to guide them on what not to do, or I didn't have to do it that way. But I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we must be there for our babies. We must be there for our children. And you know, I don't understand when we're just looking for happiness, and we're looking for happiness in all the wrong places, y'all. Because let me tell y'all something. If y'all invest in y'all's kids, and y'all invest in their teachings and their well-being, if you invest in them, to put that time in them, then your reward is great, because they will want to turn around and do great things for you. Go ahead, Misha, unmute your phone and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Good morning. It's me, Misha Lee from themishalee.com. I'm a salon owner. I've been a salon owner since, oh my God, I've been doing hair since I was like 23 years old professionally. So all I've known is to be an entrepreneur, and I'm a mother of 5, raised 8, mother of 5. So I definitely can identify with the need for healing the Black family. And I am in 2 weeks taking my youngest child out of the 8 to college. So let me tell you something. When your kids start having kids, you see things totally different. I agree with you, Aerica.
So, Misha, tell everybody why you decided to join me on the Healing the Black Family Telesummit.
Oh wow. When I first met Aerica and her daughter, hey lady, how you doing?
We haven't got there yet, Misha. We
I
didn't tell
know
everybody she was my baby yet, but okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, y'all look like twins. But anyway, when I first met Aerica and her daughter was doing a business where she was helping young kids with the particular thing that I thought was just so fantastic, because I had dealt with so many instances where I literally was illiterate and my kids knew more about what she teaches than I did. And so that drew me to her. And this first thing that her mom said was, I said, well, what do you do? She said, oh, well, I don't know, but I think I want to do something with healing the Black family. And it's like, ding, 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 ding. And she'll tell you, I've been a huge supporter of that, because as a mother that has raised 8 children, let me tell you something. It really takes a tribe. And whether I had one child or 2 children, whether I had one child or 8 children, it really didn't matter. I needed help, not just help, not help financially, but help just with the whole understanding of raising Black children in America. Because nothing in America, let me be very clear, nothing in America, according to how I believe and what I've seen, has been structured or catered to the African American male or female. Nothing. Not beauty, not these jobs, and not even education. And so we have to, it's almost like we have to what, take our children, take our families and fit it in a mold that was never built for us. The American dream wasn't built for us. That was never for us. That was never for us. And so you find a lot of people that have been injured trying to make it. Came in when Stephanie was talking about a lot of the self-hurt that we have done to ourselves, but it's something that was given to us. We didn't subscribe to this lifestyle. We didn't subscribe to any of the things that was done to us. However, if my grandfather or grandmother that worked in the slave yards, that's about 60 miles from where I live, and they were treated a certain way and was told that they were a certain way, guess what they did? They passed it on to my grandparents, to my grandparents, to my grandparents, to my mom, and now to me. And no matter how you try to fix it, nobody's taking the time to sit and try to break it down. This is the first time. I'm 51 years old. This is the first conversation I ever heard in 51 years that the Black family even needs to be healed. We've been fighting for our own positions, fighting for our own rights, but nobody's ever sat down and said, oh, come on, let's see what the problem is. Let's get down deep. So it's a need for it. And so I support anything that's going to help young Black mothers and young Black fathers be better parents and help their children have a better opportunity and not feel like that because I'm Black or a certain color, or I come from a certain income level, or I come from a certain neighborhood, that I can't have or do anything that I want to do.
That's right. That's so, you said it very, very well.
Okay,
That is
perfect.
so right. Karriem, you got anything to say in response to that?
Just that was perfect. And then on top of that, like I'm a millennial. So who better to, you know, who better to relate to you, and who better to relate to your child better than me?
Nobody.
So it's
Nobody.
like it's kind of like a win-win. You know, I can relate to you because I'm a parent, but I can also relate to your child because I'm not too far from their age. So yeah, that's the reason why I actually decided to start my company, you know, hearing, I mean, educating about social media safety, because it's super important. Like when you think about it, social media, we on social media right now. So it's like at the end of the day, like we're taught how to drive, but we not taught how to use a phone. Like it just doesn't make sense to me, because when you have a phone, you have all access to everything. I done seen little second graders have iPhone X's. Like it's like, how do you give your kid an iPhone X, but you don't educate them about how to use it? And then, you know, that's when they get to venting. And then that's when they see their friends on there or whatever, and they want to be like their friends. So they're following. It's just a lot. It's a lot that I can go into. And it's just like healing the Black family, like we need it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You just opened up Pandora's box when you said second grader with an iPhone X. Because we misplace our investments. Because I was just thinking about that, and how you know, when babies are born, oh, we'll go get them the baby Jordans, we'll get them the Levi's,
Yeah.
whatever. They got so many names out there now. I can't even, you know, when I was coming up, it was Coogee, Gucci.
Hey,
All
Slim.
Fubu. Fubu.
was out there
Pumas.
coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. What is it, Corey? What's out there now?
It's Puma, Tommy Hilfiger, is
Yeah, Tommy was out there.
Jordan,
Ralph
Nike.
And they
Lauren.
all over $100.
Yeah,
All.
it's
So we
expensive. It's
go,
not cheap. Polo.
right.
Yeah.
We'll go and we'll invest those kinds of dollars that doesn't pour back into our community. But we'll put
Right.
that make sure our kids are looking the part. But like we mentioned earlier, they all tore up on the inside because we're not doing the right kind of investments and pouring into them and in increasing their knowledge and opening opportunities to them and allowing them to see things.
I think that
Okay,
they
and then we don't go back and invest back into our own community. You know, we talked about it, and Misha brought it up just a minute ago about, you know, the history, and we keep holding on to it, y'all. I tease Misha, I call her Big Country, y'all, because she eats that slave food, and I just can't get with it because that's just been passed down. That's a legacy, y'all. Y'all got to know that. That stuff's been passed down because all we could have was the scraps and what the leftovers. What they thought nobody could eat, nobody could do anything, and then we turned it around, and now somehow a delicatessen. We call it soul food, home food, fills the soul and the heart and your tummy. But guys, at the end of the day, we have to learn to pour back into our communities. Just because currently it may look run down. Currently, yeah, we got a lot of cracks in the sidewalk. Currently, yes, the district has been redlined. But if you know those things, there are ways to work around those. Do you know that in those communities, they are selling those homes, those broken down, boarded up, burnt down homes for $3,500 in many of those communities? You could go in and buy up a block, revamp that block, bring a whole different kind of environment in, because the only way you can make a change is by leading the change. And the only way you can change mindset is by giving them something to look at to want to change. But you got to model the behaviors that you want. You got to model what it is that you're trying to do and give back. Why can't we have our own Black-owned banks again? Why can't we have our Black-owned grocery stores? They are sparse. They are out there. I'm going to tell you about Black-owned banks. We don't support them because supposedly they don't have that name brand. So supposedly we have in our mindset that they're going to do something different with our money than any other bank. Let me tell you, when stock markets crash, it don't matter where your money is. It's gone.
It's gone. That's right.
It doesn't matter where it is. But yet we've gone from years in the past, we had over 40 Black-owned banks down to 21 current. That's a shame. And it's because of us. It's because of us and our non-support. We have to do better with that. And we have to, again, change our mindset about how we feel. We'll dog out our Black-owned business. We'll dog out anybody that looks like us if they are late a few minutes, if they don't jump on your immediate need and meet your need or your demand right then and there. But yet, our counterparts can put us on hold forever. And I'm talking about AT&T because I got a phone and I'll be on there, just be trying to get to somebody, to talk to somebody, to give me a solution to fix something wrong with my phone. But I'll wait 45 minutes. Will I complain? No, because I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Can you help me with such? And won't say a word afterwards. So we got to do a whole bunch of shifting. I'm sorry I'm preaching, I'm loud because I get hyped when I start talking about things like this. But we've got to shift that mindset. We've got to think differently about the way we do things, about the way we move, and about the way we interact. It's just about simply supporting one another.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave that there.
And then I'm going to let you talk, Misha, because I know you're ready to go in. I know I see you. You are ready to go in, girl. You and Corey. But anyway, so Nicole is on here, and she said that's because we wasn't taught to invest in ourselves. And I totally agree with that. And you are so right, Stephanie. We look at we have gotten so socially ingrained that we need to have our inner happiness is the Jordans. Our inner they I mean we are so jacked up and confused that our inner happiness is the long weave all the way down to your butt, or the inner happiness is showing cleavage to go and track somebody. I mean, seriously, we have got to stop looking on the outside, and we have got to heal our inside. So go ahead, Misha.
I just absolutely love y'all. And with Stephanie in the real estate and investing in our community, like literally gentrification is everywhere. Like it's nothing for me to ride into the old neighborhoods that used to be all African American, all black people living there. And now you ride into those neighborhoods and you see Becky and John running, doing lawn work. I'm like, what the world? I mean, and
Yeah.
those houses look amazing. But guess what? They bought those houses from us, like you said, really, really cheap, and move us out our own neighborhoods and put us where they want us to put us. And so, for me personally, when I see that, that represents another form of slavery because now you still get to put us where you want us to put us. We can go buy whatever we want to buy. And for people who think that they have money and move right into those white neighborhoods, I don't understand that. I was riding through my old neighborhood the other day and I said, I was looking, I said, where could I put a nice house over here? Why don't we do our own neighborhoods that way? It doesn't make any sense. I guess because we're there and we see it torn down, we don't want to go and do the work. And another thing, when it comes to healing the black family, that I really, really enjoy a conversation you and I had about technology and our children. It's been a minute. But see, society wants our black kids, especially our black young men, become an athlete, become a rapper. Now, I'm not down at anybody that's making money, but they allow you, and I'm gonna say allow because there's a whole lot in behind that. But they'll
Yeah.
pay you $50 million to get out there and run a football and damage your body. They'll pay you $120 million to dribble a basketball. They'll pay you how much? Stephanie said no more than $20, but people will pay up to $6,000 to sit in the front row of a seat to watch you coon. They love the entertainment, but they won't allow us to get into the places of technology that really control everything. Because if it wasn't for technology, you couldn't be seen on that football field the way you seen it. You couldn't train the way they train. You ever seen a training facility for professional football players or professional athletes? It's basically a big ass computer. I mean, like it's crazy the technology that makes them better. And the technology is the piece that we're missing to me in our African American community. And that's how they are still able to suppress us in a lot of our growth. We think that if we go and get a contract playing football and basketball, not down to nobody. Because I love to see anybody try to rise. But at what point do we start changing our minds as parents to think, you know what? I love football too, but my son is going to be in his computer lab learning how to create the next iPhone, become the next Steve Jobs. Because until we start dominating in that field, I don't
Hmm.
care how many, I don't care how much we shuck and dance. I don't care how many songs we write. I don't care how many white people attend our concerts. I don't care how many Steve Harveys or Oprah Winfrey's we have. Until we get into that technology piece, we still ain't doing nothing but white facing for ourselves. I mean, it's just we up there performing. Hey, it's me. I can sing. I can play football. That's all we doing. They
Hmm.
control everything. Technology runs the world. We'll never be a major player, even when it comes to our banks. Our banking system, technology is everything. That's where the big money is. But you don't have, I can't remember the percentage, and Stephanie, you probably know, of African American children or just black women, black men and women, but especially black women that are even in technology on any level. We'll go to school and get a million business degrees, but there's very
Look,
few of us in those technology classes.
look, you stepped on Corey's shoes that could talk about
Listen,
a business degree.
I got a EMBA. So literally, you're preaching to me, basically.
Well, I
So
mean, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying that we are trying to move our children and ourselves in a way. that's major. We want
Yeah.
to shake up. We want to come and put our big foot down.
Yeah.
And we can get into banking, but you still need to get into technology because that's what the world is investing in.
But
When
you
you
know
think
what? Go
when
ahead.
you
Go ahead.
I was just saying when you think about the one world order that people keep whispering about, you keep hearing about that. Been hearing about that for over 25 years. That's something that's going to be a reality one day. The driving force behind that is technology.
And
That's
you
the
know,
thing. Yeah.
here I wanted to elaborate on that because you said technology, but we have got to make sure that we teach our kids. Somebody has to go in our food industry. They are putting everything and everybody in the food. I keep reading stuff where we are cannibals now. We are eating babies because they grinding them up and doing whatever experiment that they're doing. So it's not only technology, it's we have got to make sure that we are standing for ourselves and we are eating healthy. And we have this microwave mentality, including myself, y'all. I want some fast stuff. I'm if I'm out and about all day, I just want to pick something up, but we have to get out of that. We have to get out of that fast pace. I want it now. We have to plan. We have to prepare. We have to sow and till and reap our benefits. We have to learn how to do stuff like that. And it's okay to garden and grow our own food. They did that back in the days. Now we ain't trying to hear that. We don't nobody want to go outside and get in their yard and and plant the seeds. Nobody don't want to do that anymore. Look, Corey got something to say. Go ahead, baby.
Listen, I wasn't gonna say too much, but literally, I feel like at the end of the day, when you said the food system, that just took me back because literally every time you turn around, they doing a freaking recall on something. I just be
Yeah,
like, oh my God, like what is going on? I think I seen a recall. I done seen about 10 recalls on some chicken, some beef. I done seen about 20 of them on some, like it's always something that they doing a recall on. And it's really ridiculous. Like, how do we even expect to be healthy? And I done seen recalls on fruit. How does that even work? Like you doing recall on fruit, like that's what we think is healthy, like we think we
Mm-hmm.
eating fruit, we being healthy, but it's like at the end of the day, like it needs to be a change, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It needs to be a change. I feel like especially in investing in ourselves, like it's important to invest in yourself. It's important to invest in your kids. Oh my God. So I actually heard this old lady, she was an older lady, and she was like,
how old
I'm
was she,
sorry,
Corey?
I'm sorry. I changed it.
Because
I said
you be
older.
thinking we old as heck. Talk about this old lady. Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I heard this older lady say, well, oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I do not agree. It's like at the end of the day, you have to have the mindset to want to change, right? It's like you have to have a mindset is everything. Like you have to have the mindset to change. If you don't have the mindset to change, then guess what? You're gonna be doing the same thing or whatever. You're gonna have the same literally you're gonna have the same outcomes, and then it's like you're passing it on to your kids who's passing it on to their kids, and it's
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, like we just need to come together as a whole and we need to change. And that's why I just love healing the Black family, because we starting it and we about to make a shift, so y'all need
Yeah.
to get ready.
I think one of the things that really, really, I think this would be number one for my support and going all out for healing the Black family is that before I met your mom, before I met Erica, I used to always hear Black leaders, Black people have these kind of conversations. And I would just sit and listen. And I said, but y'all just talking. I said, everybody want to start a conversation. Everybody want to have a a black summit. Everybody want to have a black conference. Everybody want to go to the church and do this and do that. And I was over it. I was like, I said, I don't know what needs to happen. I said, but y'all need to stop talking. I said, because talking don't do nothing. I mean, yeah, you sound good. You're great. I love the fact that you can get up here and do this dissertation. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. But all y'all do is talk and point facts out. But what are you doing? What programs do you have? This, I mean, maybe I done missed the boat, but this is the first program I've ever seen that really took the time to say, okay, we are doing something. Now the action has been out there, the opportunity is out there. Now people have to make a choice, press a button, stop buying Jordans and go invest in your black online therapy. Stop taking your kids to all these swim parks and these amusement parks all the time and on these cruises and put them in therapy. Because while you think ain't nothing wrong with your kids, all of us need to be in it. I don't even have children at my house in about 2 weeks, but I'm gonna be in it simply because I done raised 8 kids and I need to see where I messed up. And it's nothing bad. But
Right.
now I have grandkids, I can be more responsible with them. I can understand what to give them because you go look in my hallway, I have a library. It's got all the Black history books, all that stuff. But you know what? You actually need to be in a situation where you're doing and not saying. Reading is beautiful. But if you read something and don't use it, then you might as well not read it. So that is one of the huge. That's this is my drawing point. Is I love bot. You got all kinds of bots in your mailbox, on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Every time you get online, you got a bot talking to you. Y'all need to leave them bots alone and get over here to online black therapy. That's the real bot.
Yeah, that's the real body. Yeah. So listen, that's the plug to do the commercial. So here, so
I,
here's the thing. That's the truth though, for real, for real. So listen, two things, y'all. If you know that you need therapy, this is some real. If you know me, y'all know. If you probably you don't know me, but the people that know me know that my heart is in this. And so, if you
hmm
really, really need therapy, it's confidential. Nobody will know. You go to blackonlinetherapy.com, go to blackonlinetherapy.com. Now, listen, another thing is that if you know that you want to open up a chapter of Black healing the Black family in your area, then you want to go to bit.ly/Black Family Chapter, Black Family Chapter. So it's bit.ly/Black Family Chapter. And so we're looking for a national team. We're looking for uh, local leaders, national leaders, board members. We're looking for ambassadors. I mean, seriously, I'm gonna be honest with you. This thing is way bigger than me. This is way bigger than just one person. We need hands on deck, responsible hands on deck, y'all. And so if you really want to get involved, then you can go to bit.ly/Black Family Chapter and just put your name and information in there. And then me or one of my assistants will get back with you. And then, so Misha, tell everybody about, because this is going to be your only day. You'll be on here today, this morning and this evening, but tell everybody about your Telesummit if there are hairstylists or what's going on with your Telesummit. Because
Oh,
yeah.
so I'm having the Power of Beauty 2019 Telesummit next week. It starts tomorrow. And the purpose of the Telesummit is to reconnect us with the power that we have in beauty. And not to get into the topics that I'm going to speak on too much, but one thing that definitely relates to this particular topic is that a lot of beauty professionals in our industry, Black beauty professionals, African American beauty professionals in this industry, we bring in a huge amount and generate a huge amount of fanfare and money for these larger companies that we do not own. L'Oreal is the largest owner of all hair care products, period, across the globe. Last year, let's see, to the 2019 and 2017, African American women spent over $27 million in the beauty industry.
Oh,
That's us, and that's not our curling irons. That wasn't us paying for services. That's basically products and hair weaves. $27 million. That's quite a bit of money for one little group. And if you added in the services that we pay for, if you added in the equipment that we use, if you add in all the other things they didn't add in, we would be well over that. So, when I seen that, I thought, I said, wow. And then the last one that I read last week, by 2025, within the next 5 years, the beauty industry in the United States alone would generate over $50 billion. I'm sorry, not 27 million, $27 billion. That's a lot of money for us to come out of our pockets to look
Yeah.
good. And
Mm-hmm.
so my question is always to beauty professionals, and what I'm going to talk about next week, actually tomorrow, where is that money in our communities? The first business that most people ever see that's black owned is either a barbershop or a hair salon. That's usually your first interaction with a business owner as a child. When you're a black child, whether you're male or female, the first person you usually meet that's a business owner is a barber or a hair salon owner. And so we've been on the set, and our business is recession proof. We went through the recession last time. I didn't even know we was in a recession. The only way your business isn't recession proof is if you just don't have it set up properly and you're not running it right. It affected me zero. I actually made more money during the recession than I had prior to it coming, simply because people will invest in that. People will invest in their look because it makes them feel better. When you get depressed, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to look better. When you
Yeah.
broke, and when you broke, think about this. And this is the mentality we need to make. Your daughter know what I'm getting ready to say. You take these girls who ain't got no money and they broke. The first thing well, I need to go get my hair did.
They
They
want to
gonna
look
come.
good. We want to look
They're
good
gonna
on
sell,
the
yeah,
outside.
they're gonna sell their food stamps to get a hairdo. They will
Mhm.
sell their food stamps to get a hairdo. I've seen it. I
Yeah.
bought some. Trust me, I'm telling you the truth. So
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna be honest and transparent. It's true.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the beauty industry and beauty professionals can play a huge part in healing the black family, simply because when people come into our businesses, a lot of times they give us a lot of information. You talk to your hairstylist about everything because she just knows stuff. You talk to your barber about everything because he your boy, he ain't telling nobody. I mean, we kind of like bartenders, but we on your head. So healing the black family definitely is something that is a beautiful thing to me. But the beauty industry to me has to take on a great responsibility, because some of the people that you see that make a lot of money, that are very successful business owners, are people in the beauty industry. Now you have young girls starting business. I seen this young girl, she moved her and her 7 kids from upstate somewhere. Her house had caught on fire. She moved down to Atlanta, started her own business. She has 5 sons and 1 daughter, and she sells children's hair products. And she just did it by combing her daughter's hair. So the opportunity there is limitless to make the kind of money that you need to survive. But what happens is, as soon as I see them do that, the young girls selling bundles, lashes, they're selling this, and I'm just sitting back thinking, but you need to learn how to make the stuff that you sell. My goal in research right now is finding out what machines the Chinese use to put hair on wefts. How do they create the wefts? How do they put hair on wefts? Nobody's thinking about that. But guess
Mhm.
what? They're raping our pockets with these
Mhm.
3 and 4 and 500% markups on this hair, because they're paying them people that's making these hair wefts. They're paying them pennies on the dollar, and here we are paying $300 and $400 for bundles of
Right.
hair that's not even 100% human hair. All bundles have a different level of synthetic hair mixed in it, man-made human hair. Just think about it. If all the hair that was really human, that we thought was really human, be some bald-headed women around here in this world. Ain't nobody growing hair back that quick. Ain't nobody growing hair back that quick. I don't care how Indian, Asian, or European you are, you're not growing hair back that quick. You at the max 6 inches a year, scientifically.
So
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 we got a lot of growth to do.
so here's the thing is that like you make a really really good point. We in the black community need to stop being so dang on bamboozled. You got the white lady, you said L'Oreal owning the stuff, and what she do is she put a black face on the product, so that we
Exactly.
so what one thing we need to do is know before we purchase it who is the owner. Number two is we need to get out of the mindset. I read a meme that says, well, one nigga won't do, another one will. So what we need to stop doing is we need to all get on board with each other. Stop being a sellout. You know what I'm saying? Um uh stop chasing money and chase integrity. Stop chasing money and chase unity. So that's what we need to do.
So I think that at the end, I think that for me, my reality is this: is that I would love for all of us to work together, but I already understand that there's some people who've already, this is healing the black family is one of those things that put people in different groups. Everybody got their own way of what they think or how they think it need to happen. I
Mhm.
believe that at the end of the day, I can't call you, or if we call and people say, hey, we need to stop doing this and work together. You know what I'm gonna do? I ain't gonna worry about trying to ask you to work with me. I'm gonna find out people. I'm looking for people, which is why I'm part of this community. I stopped trying to work with people because see that exhausts you. That makes you so tired because they want to go back and forth debate. And I'm looking at you, you're just as black as me. What are you talking about? You trying to
Mhm.
convince me that I need to be here? You know what? You keep that conversation. And I seen you moving. And so I walked over to you, just like the book. If you've never read this book, it's called 10 Little Niggers. And I know some people probably just fell out their chair, but it really is a book called 10 Little Niggers. But it totally, it's Stephanie, you read it, I read it too. But it's a book that really helps you understand the mentality that we have, that we were injected with, and now that we live by and we don't realize it. But it talks about when on the second chapter of the book, it talks about how a black family had a little boy and he was loved and cared for. And the little boy was so loved and cared for that he shared it with another. And then those two little boys seen another boy who was hurt and wounded, and they helped him off. And then there were three. And then it goes on until it gets to 10 boys, how all of them graduate from college and how they form. And so, one thing that I learned in that book is that instead of me trying to convince you to that we need to do this, I'm going to look for somebody who's already in my same mindset and link
Yes,
up with them
yes, that's
because at
right.
some
That's
point,
right.
once now that I'm linked to you, somebody can link to us. Our conversation and Erica's conversation has never been with me was trying to convince nobody. That's one thing I love about her. She never have ever since I've known her try to convince me that what she believe in and that what she talks about is true. She never done that. She never preached to me. She laid down facts and said, this is what I'm doing and this is what I believe is needed. I was like, girl, yeah, I'm with that. I linked up with her immediately. So when I hear people preaching, I'm just kind of like, you just blah, blah, blah. That's what was frustrating me is I kept hearing people talking and preaching, but what are you doing?
Right.
So yeah, 100%.
Yes. Well, I thank you so much. Corinne, you got anybody got any closing remarks? 'Cause I know we all got stuff to do.
I don't have any closing remarks
Okay, can
except
you
for y'all need to come and get some of this healing.
okay.
That's all I got to say.
Stephanie?
Hey y'all, sorry for coming in and out. Y'all, my allergies are off the chain today. I didn't think y'all want to see me messing with my nose on camera. So, I always have a lot to say, but I'll be on here periodically throughout the week. So I'll save a little bit, but I'm gonna tell you guys, unity is key. You can only have a unified effort if you want to make a change, and it has to be a movement. It almost has to be like somebody's giving you marching orders and we are stepping together. That's how succinct and how coordinated this kind of effort and movement must be. So you have to be on and you have to be all in. You can't be half in, half out, on the fence, don't know, maybe so. You cannot be like that when you're talking about your people, your culture, your history, your legacy. You have to be determined, make a decision, and act on it. So, with that piece said, There are going to be other highlights, other key information, other guests that are going to come on throughout this week to impart some knowledge to you. So make sure you come. Also, in order for you guys, because some of us speakers are going to be giving you guys some freemium, some things that you can use, some tools, you need to register. It's bit.ly/Black Family 19. Okay, bit.ly/Black Family 19. That's the only way you'll get the freemiums. And it's some things, some tools, some things that we think are valuable that can help you along your journey. So make sure you go and register and stay connected. The other thing that I want to make sure that we are aware of as we're moving along, have an open mindset. Just have a willingness to want to know information. Even if you disagree, if you don't wholeheartedly 100% agree, but be open to hear what someone's experience, someone's background, someone's expertise lends to you. So be open throughout this week to just hear, to make a decision. Yeah. And then lastly, I'm gonna close out with this. Lastly, we know a lot of times that impedes our movement and impedes our progress is some of us have what we call informants. Some of us have some Uncle Toms that are in our community. We have to be cognizant. We have to be aware because everyone has to be educated. Everyone must be educated about what is happening. However, we also have to be mindful that there are people out there that don't agree in their own kind. That's why it hurts sometimes. It really hurts when somebody that looks like you is not on the same page as you, doesn't want you to progress the way you want to progress, so they don't support you. We have to be aware of that. That's how the Black Panther Party was taken down. I can't remember, there was a leader who could move the masses. He was only 21 years old. Don't you know that the informant was the guy who cooked for him and had slipped him a sleeping pill. So the FBI, when they went in there, it wasn't like they were getting someone who was in action, who was aware, who could wake up, who could grab his gun. So he was murdered. He was murdered. He wasn't just, he wasn't acting out. It wasn't like he was fighting back. It was nothing like that because he was asleep. He was out. So we have to know that there are people in the back, just put this in our mindset and just know that there are some people that look like us that are not for us or not with the movement but do not let that stop you. Yeah. Do not let that stop you from making a decision that you want to participate, that you want to be involved, that you want to let somebody know, hey, I want to see us grow. Because when we grow, everybody grows. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for that, Stephanie. At the end of the day, we have to look out for our children. I mean, because after we die off, where did that leave them to with all these, they making decisions for us that are not good for us. They're making decisions and we're turning out to be heathens. But I wanted to share with you something that I've told people, and I want to make sure that you know this. I am pro-Black, but I'm not anti-white. And because white people, they're human too. God made Indians and Mexicans and white people and Black people and Asian, Filipinos. I'm not anti nothing else, no other race. I'm anti the behavior. I'm anti the character of some people. I'm anti burning down Black Wall Street. Stuff like that. Like, seriously, it's okay to rise up without demeaning another culture. It's okay to rise up without going to go step on the necks of somebody else. What I'm saying? It's okay to raise my people up with the help of God, because God is all in this. So it's okay to help raise our people without stepping on other people's efforts of healing their own self. But we got to heal our own self. We can't be for so long we have been so passive and fearful of trying to get ourselves together. So we have got to get ourselves together. So, Misha, do you want to tell everybody how they can reach you, Corey, you, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my commercial again, and then we're gonna close out.
Okay, guys, again, my name is Misha Lee. If you go to Facebook and type in TheMeshalee on any social media platform, I'm going to pop up. You can join me there. And if you're interested in becoming, I'm sorry, guys, if you're interested in joining the Telesummit, even if you're not a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a barber, a nail tech, a lash tech, a brow tech, you know somebody that is, send them this link. It's bit.ly/, the power of beauty 19. You can go to my page, the links are on my page, and just really take advantage of this because it's free. It's all online. You can watch it anywhere. It's not going to take up any more of your time than watching the nonsense. To watch something that's going to really edify you and help you grow and increase your business and help you understand some parts of your business, especially when it comes to social media.
Okay, Corinne, undo your mute. Okay.
Okay. So just a little recap. So of course my name is Karriem Whitebear. You guys can definitely reach me by Facebook at Karriem Whitebear. It's Quourien and then White Bear. I'm one of a kind, so you'll be able to find me. And then also, you can, well, it's under construction right now, but it'll be up pretty soon. It is Karriem Whitebear Speaks. So if you know any educators, administrators, anything like that, and you need a speaker to actually come out to relate to you guys as students and educate them, of course, about like social media safety, really anything social media related. It goes to like mental health, social media and mental health issues, social media, literally everything social media. Literally contact me at KarriemWhitebearSpeaks.com.
Okay, Stephanie, how can they hold of you? Get a hold of
Hey,
you.
y'all. Any social media platform at Steph Lane Nixon. Again, at Steph Lane Nixon. One more time, at Steph Laine Nixon, like the ex-president. You'll find me. And I'm going to put a plug in for you, Corinne. Y'all, this is the new thing with social media and young people. Sex trafficking is real, and they're starting to prowl on our young people through social media, y'all. They starting to reach out to them. Those perverted folk are reaching out to these young people, and these young people are baited, and they go after it, and they hook up, or they go meet. They go, and some of us on here have some testimonials to that. They will go. It's like the social media has taken away that barrier that used to be where, you know, you tell your kids, if strangers come up to you, now that's stranger danger. You don't talk to anybody. That's not how they're approaching our kids anymore. And so social media has kind of taken that wall down, that limit, that barrier, and they feel like it's okay because that's what everybody does. Everybody socializes on social media. Everybody talks on social media. So that person must be okay. So that person's not in person in that kid's face and not trying to hand them a sucker or anything like that. Now they're on there posing, and not only are they posing as if they're that older man or older woman, they're posing as somebody as their age. And then when they go meet, it's a whole nother thing. But that's how they're picking up these babies and then putting them in the sex trafficking business. Guys, it is real. Pay attention. That's just a plug for you, Core.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
y'all really need her to go speak to y'all's people, and she will travel too. She travels all over. So, um, just like she said, you know, we'll teach our kids how to ride a bike. We'll teach our kids how to drive, and then we go give them a phone. We don't teach them how to use the phone. We just want them to know how to dial our phone number. Well, that's not teaching them how to use the phone, because at the end of the day, they watching with their babysit. That phone is babysitting our kids, and they're the YouTube and all these things. But then the porn starts popping up, or like
Yep.
Miss Stephanie said, the
Sex trafficking.
Yeah, but what's the pedophiles? The pedophiles. What they do, they put a 9-year-old picture or a 15-year-old picture. So now my daughter or your son will think that this kid is only 15, but then it's a grown ass man in the behind the scenes, you know. And so yeah, we have to, and then tell your kids don't put their real name, like put their initials or something. Like seriously, people don't need to know your kids' real names on there. But anyway, listen, y'all. We will be back tonight at 9 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Central with a whole more people, okay? And hopefully my besties will come back with me again at 9 p.m. this evening. But listen, if you are interested in a Healing the Black Family chapter in your area, again, you can go to bit.ly/Black Family chapter, bit.ly/Black Family chapter. And I'm looking for some serious people. I'm like Miss Stephanie said, I'm not looking for people that got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm not looking for no informants. Like this is some real deal Holyfield type of shit. Okay, like seriously, we need a change, and we need people that are willing to learn and unlearn the stuff that you have in your head and grow and bring positivity. You know, we need that in our communities, and this thing is real big. We're here to serve, and we also are here to protect what we have to protect ourselves, y'all. We have to protect our minds. We have to protect our knowledge. You know, we have to protect our families, our communities. And so instead of running from it, like Miss Misha said, running from it, trying to go into the white areas, we need to protect stand our ground and protect our communities and get involved. So again, that's bit.ly/Black Family chapter. And the other thing is that if you know that, you know what, our babies are committing suicide at an early age. Our babies are cutting themselves at age 14, 15, 13 years old. You know, they have therapy. They need therapy, y'all. They have these bullies at school. They have things that are going on in their life that they don't want to tell you. They don't want to tell us. And so that's why we have professional staff on standby. And you can go to blackonlinetherapy.com, blackonlinetherapy.com. And lastly, y'all, share the broadcast. Do a watch party. I mean, y'all would do a watch party or share the broadcast if somebody was fighting or somebody was twerking. So share the doggone broadcast, because at the end of the day, sharing is caring, number one. But number two is that you want to be able to do a good deed today. Make this your good deed, because somebody is going to need to hear this, okay? So again, I love you all. I thank y'all so much for coming, and we'll be back this evening at 9 p.m. Central. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.